Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the LANCESCURV show. We're dropping a surprise on you tonight. We had it not scheduled, but we had intended to have this show. The Federal Medical Center, Carswell, the Fort Worth, Texas House of Horrors. We have our sisters here who, whether they want to say their government names or not, they're going to share some things from the inside and what's happening down there. And there are stories out there here and there, but it's not as big and as out there as it should be. This is a story, and it's not even just a story. This is a tragedy and a trauma and something that's really, really bad that's going on out there right now. And we're talking from the inside. This is not speculation. This is not guesswork. This is not secondhand information. This is something that's real. And I want you to listen to every word that they have to share and have to say. So that being said, as everybody files in, I'm going to have our sisters introduce themselves the way they want to introduce themselves. And know that your sound is open. I hear a little background noise, but that's okay. That's going to happen. But as long as we can hear you loud and clear, we're live. We have everybody filling in. I'm going to mute myself because I want your words to be the words that are in the forefront. If there's any questions that you have in the chat room, ask them after they tell their story, and they can vibe with you, and I'll convey the actual questions to them. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself. Sisters, introduce yourself. Welcome to the show, and let's drop the facts like we know we're going to do it.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Hope Rice. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm bringing awareness once again. I have a relative that's in Carswell. The relative is actually my twin sister. I won't mention her name. However, I have some concerns. It's to, you all know we have a pandemic that's going on with COVID-19. So my twin sister's incarcerated again at Carswell, which is in Fort Worth, Texas. So she reached out to me latter part of January, and she had some concerns. And the concerns were they had inmates coming into the facility. Now, they already had a COVID unit. So the individuals that were in the COVID unit was being moved out. And instead of the ones that they was bringing in, going to that unit, they was housing the ones that had already been in to the COVID unit. She was concerned as to she didn't want to virus. So it wasn't even 3 days later. She calls back. She's hysterical. She has this virus. So kind of trying to reach out, trying to help out the best way I can from the outside, trying to call the prison to no avail. I'm not getting any phone calls. I'm trying to make contact with the warden. Finally got the warden's name. No contact. Trying to figure out who's the assistant warden. No contact. I mean, phone calls just straight going, not even to a voicemail. Just getting. So I have resources outside of her that I've reached out to. I'm going to bring someone on and let them speak. I want the person's name to remain anonymous. However, they have ties to the inside of what's going on. Hopefully, another individual will be joining us later that has ties from the inside as well. I would like for her to remain anonymous. With all of that being said, she's going to share not only what's going on with this COVID pandemic, she's going to share what recently happened as of February 13th within the walls of Carswell. You can speak whenever you're ready, dear.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Summer Evenings. I was a prisoner at Carswell's medical facility. I contracted the COVID. I was in a room very small with 4 other people. And when I contracted the virus, they moved me into a room with 8 other people who had the COVID, and then they would bring other people in that we were supposed to be in the room and quarantine for 2 weeks. But when they bring somebody else in, our 2 weeks start all over again. My pulse got down to 70, and I was rushed to the outside hospital, and they had me down as respiratory failure. The hospital, it was a lot of doctors and nurses, and they worked very, I should say diligently on me. And I stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. I was bedridden. I couldn't move. It's a feeling that I can't even explain. I can't even compare it with childbirth. It's a horrible feeling. And then after I spent the time at the hospital, I'm trying to make a long story short, I was taken back to Carswell, and I was quarantined again, and they treated me horribly, and they contracted the COVID, so it was just rapid. And I had filed to get a compassionate release with the warden, and I was denied. I had diabetes and hypertension and arthritis, all the things that qualified me to be released, but I was denied. So I had to apply again, go over their head, and I was denied again. And make a long story short, I got a lawyer, Attorney Martin, and thank God he got me a compassionate release. My out date was to be September of this year, but I got home November the 2nd of last year. And I just want to say it's just horrible how they move. They're moving people from one unit to another unit, and the COVID is just still there, and and then they're bringing other prisoners in, and it's just horrible. And they're not letting people go. And people are there, they're bedridden, they can't walk, and they won't even release them. And it's just a sad situation. And we need to do something about this, because people need to be released and go home with their loved one instead of being moved around like cattle and contracting this horrible disease.
May I ask you a question? Do you feel that they like have control on what's going on? And what I mean by that, do you feel like they're following protocol as to cleaning the much needed areas that you all be through daily? Are they doing what they supposed to do?
No. They when they first found out about the COVID and that it was in the prison, they came in and they bleached the unit one time. Just one time. They don't give the proper cleaning supplies to the unit. There's no bleach or anything like that to clean. What they give is some watered down solution, and that's why it's so rapid. Because people was touching and coughing and all of that and steady catching it. And no, if they was doing the proper thing, it wouldn't be so rapid. But they don't care. And people is dying, and they're still letting people, they still bringing other prisoners in instead of shutting it down. And then when the scientists said, I'm going to make a long story short, when the scientists said last year in October that there was going to be a surge, they opened back up for outside visitors to come in. So no, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Is there any way for the inmates to social distance? Are they following social distancing guidelines?
Because
how is that even possible in prison?
It's for people. I don't know how big people's bathrooms is, but like a standard size bathroom with 2 bunk beds and 4 people, and a desk and 2 lockers. well, 4 lockers, they on top of each other. And then there's no doors in Carswell. It's horrible. And then now they're not letting they got them on lockdown because they don't want the public to know what's going on. So I have a nephew in there. He's doing 15 years, not at Carswell, but another prison. And I've, written him, do through the JPay, and it's been almost 2 weeks. I haven't even heard back from him. And then my friend that's in Carswell, I haven't heard back from her either. And I'm very concerned because she has caught the COVID and she's a relative of Hope's.
Right. So not trying to make light. I wish nothing but the best for your nephew. But getting back on Carswell. So after I was in touch with my family member, this was the latter part of January, she did contract COVID. It has been no further testing. The phone calls are monitored. So I'm guessing because she had informed us what was going on, it's like they're monitoring who's calling in, because to no avail, we can't get not even a correctional officer, a captain, a warden on the phone.
Right.
So she's sending out emails. So with all of that going on, I go online myself and I do the research. Okay, it holds approximately, I think, 1,300 people, over 500 inmates as of the latter part of January tested positive. They're saying who's tested, but they're not speaking of the deaths, which I know for a fact there's been a lot of deaths.
Yes, it was a pregnant lady. It was a pregnant lady. It was a pregnant lady. It was in the news, and she contracted the COVID and she died
while in prison.
Yes, while in Carswell, and it was in the news about it.
Mm-hmm. So not only are we dealing with this COVID family, what has happened recently as of February 13th, with feces all over the floor, running out of the toilets. We're dealing with feminine products, tampons, running all out of the toilets, all down into the hallways, all down into the rooms. No running water, meaning that the wash facilities, as far as laundry, isn't working. So they're sopping up the feces and feminine products with towels, sheets, blankets, going on. Okay, the inmates are not allowed to call out because they don't want what's going on being exposed. Okay,
exactly.
We've reached out to state legislation. We've reached out to state representatives, to no avail. We haven't heard anything back. They had a snowstorm last night. They've been without heat. So now they have no heat, no running water. You all, these are human beings. These are inmates. That's human beings. These are not animals.
And
no
they
one
already keep it. They keep it extremely. I'm sorry, Hope. I don't mean to cut you off, but I've been there, and they keep it extremely cold. And so now they, with the little bit of heat that you're supposed to get, now I know they're freezing, and I doubt very seriously if they give them extra covers. They give you 2 thin covers. The ladies in there, they knit, they crochet covers, and they're probably crocheting a lot. Probably stop them from even getting the material to come in to make the blankets.
Let me just say that Sister Hope popped out. She should probably be adding herself back in momentarily. So what I want you to do, sister, until she comes back, just continue to detail everything that's going in. Sister Hope is here. Let me see now. Let me see if we're connected. Okay, we're back. We're all back.
We lost the signal.
Okay, just be careful with the background, any background noise, whatever. Okay. And if you're not,
I'm sorry, I was cut off. I didn't hear. Yeah. I was cut off.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Just continue on. We're back. And if you're not talking, If you have background noise, just mute yourself and just unmute it so we can keep the sound quality good. But it's going good, and don't hold back. Detail everything and let it all hang out. And I'm just so glad to be here with you. I'm going to mute myself now. I'll be here.
Okay, my apologies. We got interrupted for a moment, so it's myself that's speaking, which I'm the individual that have a relative that's in Carswell. We have two individuals that's going to remain anonymous that's on here that's been in the inside. They're actually out, and they're going to not only be sharing their experience through this COVID pandemic, but things that's actually going on now. So the first lady that was speaking, I'm going to let you go on and continue. And then the one that just joined, you can add your rebuttal shortly.
Hi again, this is Summer Evening, and I just want to say that Carswell is not doing what they're supposed to do to keep this COVID from spreading, and they're not letting people out that has conditions that should allow them to get a compassionate release. They write to the warden, and the warden, he just automatically rejects the request. So then you have to go over his head, and then they deny you. I was just blessed, and I mean blessed, for when I got out of the COVID unit where I was housed with like 10 other people that had COVID. That I got a letter from a lawyer, and he fought for me, and I was released in 4 months. But it's people in there that are like asthmatic, like my friend, and she's contracted it, and she's been trying to get a compassionate release to get out, and they denied her. And then it was a while before she even caught it, but she was fighting to try to get out before she caught it. And so was I. And they need to stop bringing other prisoners in. And then the guards, the only thing they do is take their temperature. And then they let them in. And it's the guards that's bringing it in, because who else could it be? And people are dying. This is serious. 500 people. 500 people and deaths.
What do you think the death toll is at Carswell? If you can give an estimated amount, what do you think the death toll is?
18 as of today.
18 deaths in approximately how much time?
13 months.
13 months. Okay. We're going to let the sister, if you don't mind, that just joined, give her insight on, what she feels about Carswell, if you don't mind. The second sister that joined, please.
Yes,
the day that I was released was the day that inmate Circle Bear died at the hospital. She self-surrendered. She had cancer. She had no issues except her pregnancy. And they delivered her baby by cesarean, and she died.
Yeah.
At that moment, they panicked, and they moved all the pregnant women out of the prison. That was the morning of April 30th. They moved every single pregnant woman out of the facility. But they left all the cancer patients. They left all the people on dialysis, all the people with breathing machines, and the people that were in hospice were left there during the pandemic. Before I left in April, back in February, people had high fevers. People were catching they were saying pneumonia and the flu, and all they were doing were putting them on cots. They took them up to the Life Connections program classroom, put them on cots, gave them Tylenol, and let them sweat it out. No doctor ever saw them. All they were given was Tylenol and cold water every 2 days, and told to wash their clothes every day. That was the only medical attention that they got. So the COVID had reached the prison at least as early as February of 2020. So
May
the
I ask you
conditions.
ladies a question? May I ask? And I don't really care who answers. I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that this is a medical center.
Oh,
So
yeah.
by it being a medical prison, like, are doctors always on site? Nurses always on site? How are they dropping the ball with this? Can one of you ladies please explain?
It's not, they lost their accreditation a very long time ago. So basically they passed just enough of the inspection to stay open. They have had several deaths there, unexplainable deaths that could have been prevented had they got proper medical attention. Like the conditions that they're in now: no hot water, no heat, no way to flush the toilets, no way to shower, no way to bathe, no way to clean. It's unsanitary and it's unsafe, especially in the midst of a pandemic going on in the prison.
Straight deplorable.
I know that it has got to be complete chaos. It has to be chaos. And my heart just goes out to them. Something needs to be done. Somebody needs to step up and go into Carswell and really inspect and do what they need to do to stop this COVID. And to stop it is by releasing people, people that have less time to do, people that have diabetes and high blood pressure. All those conditions qualify you to be released. And they don't want to release anyone.
Well, what they're doing is they're selecting who they're giving the releases to. And no one of color is getting these releases. And I'm going to put that out there. Rita Glusman had a life sentence for murder, but under the CARES Act, she got out. And then
Was she African American or was she Caucasian?
She was a white Jew.
A white Jew.
With a life sentence for murder. And somehow she was released under the CARES Act. I don't understand. The warden is lying anytime you try to call the facility. They are telling people that everything is under control and that the inmates are being treated for the COVID and that everything's okay. It's not okay. It is far from okay. They are living in deplorable conditions there at the prison. The NAACP, the ACLU, the Department of Justice, all these people were contacted today by people from the Can Do Foundation and former inmates as myself. We made contact, email and phone calls, and we called the local news stations in Dallas and Fort Worth to tell them the conditions that these women are living in.
Well,
nothing's been done.
And I want to also outside of the unit. I don't know if they put people in there, but they have tents for people to put them outside.
Those that's pretty much knocking. I was made aware about the tents, those that are close to knocking on death's door or that they don't expect them to survive within the next 72 hours. Those are the ones that's going outside to the tents. I was going to say, I chose to opt out on contacting the local media there in Fort Worth, which I know some individuals that's trying to assist is choosing to go that way. I'm already under the impression the warden's going to say what he's going to say. The captains are going to be pretty much scripted out what to say, that everything's okay, and we know different. So I chose to go this way. That way, nothing's going to be edited. Nothing's going to be told, to make it look like everything's okay. We're going to give it raw, and just how we're doing it is how it's going to get put out without being chopped and edited. So I chose to go this way because I do have a family member that I'm very concerned about. I haven't heard from her in almost 4 days. I mean, when she can get an email out, she's getting an email out. And I'm talking, they even limited how many characters you can put in an email because they're watching and monitoring. If everything is up to par, individuals make those phone calls. You will let them reach out to their family.
I've been waiting on her to contact me.
Yes.
It's
So
been
I'm very
weeks since I heard from her, and it's just horrible.
It is. It is. I mean, they
You
had a
know,
storm
it's
there last
something.
night.
Someone.
They had a storm there last night on top of no running water, no heat. Okay, Texas got hit pretty hard. It's a lot of areas in Texas that's without power as we speak. So I can only imagine what these, just not my loved one, but what the other inmates. I mean, something needs to be said. I'm going to call out Beverly Powell.
And
Beverly
then
Powell.
the guards.
Excuse me, please. Excuse me, just for a second, please. Beverly
Okay, go
Powell,
ahead.
I'm going to call
sorry.
you out. Hold accountability to all of those constituents that's there in that prison. I'm calling your ass out, and I expect something to be done. Beverly Powell, okay, you hold jurisdiction over that area, okay? You need to do what needs to be done. If you got to take your ass up in that prison yourself, and see that those individual needs are met, you need to be held accountable, okay? What's the warden's name?
Michael Carr.
Michael Carr. Whoever you are, okay, your ass needs to do what you're supposed to do, okay? You took an oath to serve and protect, okay? Don't be sitting here scapegoating shit, saying one thing and we know different, okay? You need to get shit under control. What's the captain's name?
I don't know. They changed captain since I've been released.
And they just changed wardens.
So my
Warden
Carr is no longer
Warden Carr. He's the warden, but he's only been there for about a year.
Yeah, the previous warden that was there retired, but there's no way he would have let these conditions go on this way. And that was another reason I didn't like him. He made officers accountable. He made the staff accountable for everything that they did. And they hurried up and put him in the early retirement.
The staff there is like 80% black, and they talk to you like crap, like you're beneath them. And you want to lash back out, but you have to use the word of God in order to, shall I say, sustain the mental, verbal abuse of how they treat you. I had one lieutenant, I forget his name, but they was doing a shakedown next door to me. So it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and so I'm standing at the door looking, and he said, "Sit your ass down." And I said, "You don't have to talk to me like that. This is a black man," and it hurt me to my heart. So on top of the COVID and the way that the officers talk to you, my heart just goes out to everyone at Carswell.
The Department of Justice needs to be involved in this. And I know we just went through a tumultuous administration with the past president, but the DOJ, Department of Justice, they need to step in and do something about the living conditions in Carswell. It's unsafe. It's unsafe. It's unhealthy. And with this rampant COVID that's going on, it's literally impossible to get this virus under control. Out of 1,000 women, there's only 68 that have tested negative from the beginning of this pandemic to the end. And they have them just secluded and cut off from the rest of the prison. No commissary, nothing.
They have 4 people in a small room, like I said earlier, with 2 bunk beds, 4 lockers, and a desk. And then they have what you call the bus stop. And they have 2, 4, 6, 8 people in one room. And I mean, it's terrible. And something needs to be done. And I need to reach out to the NAACP and all these other people
Those are
We
organizations.
we need to find out. We need to reach out to these organizations so they can do something
reach out
about
to one
this.
another, Queen sister. We have to reach out to one another.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, Queen sister. I mean, look at what just happened at the Capitol. All right. It's time for us to start making moves like that. These organizations been in place for too long. They don't have our best interests at heart. If they did, shit like this would not be going on. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm very angry. I'm angry what both you young ladies had to go through. I'm angry about what my family member has to go through right now. I can't even hear from her. All right.
You have every right to be.
Into our own hands, okay, and start holding these motherfuckers accountable, okay?
Right.
If we don't get the answers that we need, some shit that just jumped off in motherfucking DC at the fucking Capitol, maybe some shit like that need to go to fuck on in Carswell. All right. It just doesn't make sense. We have to stop relying on the white system and rely on one another. We have to stop living in fear. You all are coming from the inside. We would not even know half of this shit was going on if it wasn't for my loved one and me reaching out to me. I'm baffled. I'm dumbfounded with this shit.
I'm all for whatever you want to do in unity, protest, march. I'm here.
I mean, something has to be strategized. I called out a couple names. I don't give no fuck about Beverly Powell, but I know that bitch is in position to make fucking shit change. We have to hold this motherfucker accountable. And what she won't do, we have to show up and show out and let her know your ass in position to do your job. We have to stop taking shit in the ear and expecting them to fucking do. We have to start holding them accountable. Okay, bitch, I talked to you on Tuesday. What are you planning on doing by next Tuesday? If not, we need to be sitting our asses in our goddamn office. That's just where we at. And unfortunately, they're going to keep trying to hold leverage over you all's head because of the position that you all are in. But you got to stand firm. You got to stand in what you believe in. You've did your time. You're out. You're out. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Keep your documentation. That's all I can say. Move very strategically. Take that to the left. Take that to the left. Take that to the left. I want you two to remain anonymous. I am so grateful for what both of you all are doing. But right now, I need both of you all to remain anonymous until we get a cap on this shit. So all of that will be discussed at a later time. But I am grateful as hell for the both of you.
You know what? I am anonymous. I don't know if anybody's seen my name on what I just put up, but I'm not scared. I have no fear, and I'm ready. And there is nothing that they can do to me unless God allow it. And
so,
what I just did,
with everything that we've shared with you on your platform, sir, what is it that you feel that you can get done with this interview that we've just held with you?
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that it goes out everywhere because, see, nobody's censoring this. I'm not going to censor it. I want it to go out there, and I want you to continue talking more in detail. But now that we have the link, now that we have the link for this particular program, we need to share it on everybody's Facebook, everybody's Twitter, everybody's Instagram. Share it with people who work up in the facility there, other COs you can get a hold of their email address. They sitting up, gossiping, eating, treating you bad. Let them hear what was said here tonight. And the platform is open continuously every day or several times a day. If you want to keep putting stuff out there, we got a sizable following. Let's keep rolling with this. Anything I can do that you could come up with that I can do, I have time. I'm over here in Accra, Africa, but it's like I'm right there because my heart is with my people in America. Okay, so any kind of paperwork, any kind of thing you want me to do, I'm a servant. I can suggest many things, but I will do the work with this particular link. I'm asking everybody who's listening to this, please share it. We have our family in there who's suffering, and they're killing us off because it's like a big COVID pressure cooker, right? And that's what they're doing on purpose because they want all the prisons in the country are going to become that. And this is going to be the modus operandi of what they do under the name of COVID, but they're not going to tell you that just like in the hospitals that are empty and they're killing us off and they're making us get it. They don't want us to be strong. They don't want us to be out there. They don't want us to procreate. You understand? They want to take the numbers down.
Yes.
And for those out here, I'm going to say something that seems to be abstract, but it's not. For all of you out there, brothers, be on point. You making babies, take care of the babies. We need to make more children that we can take care of. Not in a situation where we can't take care of them, but let's make our children go to the country. Let's get out of the system. If you can't leave the country, go out in the country. Let's have a community economics, where we share. Let's make some babies, y'all. But we also have to have the infrastructure financially to take care of them. And we got to do things independent out of the system. All the things we ever heard, talked about, memes on Instagram, different things out there. We need to quickly get these things together and also sacrifice, because we don't want the baubles and rubies and trinkets that they dangle in front of us to tie up our money. We've got to pool our money together. If we could all buy a bigger apartment building and assign different apartments, it'll come out cheaper. See, so no matter where it is, we have to make the world know that we are together. Make some noise. Talk about it.
Amen.
You have everybody in all over the country. And right now, just for the sake of power and flexing, I want everybody to state where they live, what state they're in, what city. You understand? Give a shout out to your city, your town, your high school, your ancestors, whatever. But if you are in a different part of America, what I want you to do is get your local papers, shoot this link to it, and possibly write a sentence. You don't have to do much. Find out who the editors are. Copy and paste them bad boys in the BBC, the BCC, and just flood them with this thing. Make it where they can't ignore it. Talk to people about it. Even if you don't want to share the link, share it or talk about it. Keep it going. I will do more. Get more people who were incarcerated there, my sisters, and we will showcase them here and put it out to the world. If you want to talk for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, I will sit right here with you and get the word out. Okay, so whatever, if anybody has any suggestions also, I'm willing to do it myself. I will put time in. I will put hours in to not for me, but to put this out there so the world is aware of what's going on. Because just think of those who don't have family on the outside. Who do they reach out to? In their mind, they have to take this. It's not only trying to kill us, but if we survive, they're going to try to break our spirit. And to hell with those who are working in there, who have position. Y'all a bunch of pricks up in there. And I wish nothing but death on you. I'm saying this because you're put in a position where your own people are in here and you in there for a paycheck. See, I cared when I was a CEO. That's why I was fired. Okay, because I had a heart and I was in there with everybody and I never got punched in the face in the street, never got beat up because I was a man before I get in there. I didn't have to wear a badge to be a man. So I didn't have that prick attitude. I say that proudly because the streets love me. The streets love me. That was just a job. I was no government dude. So if you're not like that working there, you need to piss off and get out of there. And I hope the job, you lose it and you go broke. You're killing people in there. And I applaud you, sisters, for being so strong and so courageous to come out and say it. They may see this show and take the whole channel down. I don't care. You can't walk in fear. I can't. Oh, we can't say that. They may take the channel down. Let them take it down. It ain't going to shut me up. It ain't going to shut me up.
Amen.
I'm still going to be alive. So all these other punk YouTubers out here who are scared to do certain things, yeah, be scared. But you know you can't walk as a true man and a true black woman. So Hope is going to keep you in contact with me. All my contact information is down below. And for anybody else who wants to expose anything, okay, people march, but we need to expose and show and have people who are in there. And if there's any CEOs who have a heart and you want to come on anonymously and speak on what you see going in there, you call me and you let me know. 407-590-0755. And you let me know. Leave a message or get me directly. SCURVmedia@gmail.com. Lance@lancescurv.com. See, it's time to stop playing. I've been on this thing for a long time, and I want to do all that I can do. And we can all do a lot more. We all can do a lot more. Like I said, get to the newspapers, the local media, make some phone calls. Hell, if you're in the neighborhood, walk up in that bad boy and try to speak to somebody. You see what I mean? And get some kind of contact and spread this out there. Even if you see other articles or other YouTubers that are doing something, have them do the same thing to pressure the ones who talk about Black empowerment and they don't do a damn thing, don't put their neck out. The only reason why we have this banner up is because I don't want to have any undue attention brought to our sisters here who are courageous enough, and they wouldn't mind. But no, we'll have it this way. We have to protect those who are willing to put their neck out for us. Because y'all know my face. You know Hope's face. You understand? I'm out the country. They still can send somebody over here for me. I don't care. We got to be bold. All I'm asking is to share with the feedback. If you don't want to talk to the people, send them to me. I'll talk to everybody. I'll stay up 3 days and talk. Sister Hope, let's keep it going. Sisters, let's keep it going. Give us the details. We know what you just said. Yes, go ahead, sister.
I actually appreciate you for that. I actually appreciate you. But being that we exposing individuals, let me check
yes.
my D7. My D7. You lucky that's all I'm doing is cussing. All right. You have that same mentality as one of the sisters that was sitting here speaking, okay, as far as how the lieutenant talked to her, okay? You lucky that's all I'm doing is cussing. Everything that we as the people have gone through, okay? Look at the bigger picture, my nigga, my queen, whatever the fuck you are, okay? You worried about my cussing, okay? Are you not hearing what these two queens just went through? Are you not hearing what I'm telling you my family member is going through? Cussing? We need to be doing more than cussing at this point, but some of us are too afraid. Some of us are too afraid. All right? That's what you up here worried about. Why don't you excuse yourself? Because it might be a lot more cussing this evening. But moving on, okay?
Yeah,
we have a problem at hand.
I got rid of them.
We have a problem. Mm-hmm.
Good. Keep talking, Hope. I just got rid of them.
We have a problem at hand, okay? In a medical prison that has lost their accreditation, and they're treating our sisters, our queens, okay, the mothers of it all, worse than freaking animals. Animals get better treatment than these women that's in prison. They did a crime. They didn't sign a damn death warrant, but you worried about me cussing? Need you to excuse yourself, because you didn't got me a little stirred up. Instead of you worried about me cussing, give me some insight on how we can not only help my relative, but help the other queens that's sitting in here going through these deplorable situations. Give me some insight on that. Why don't you give these two queens that have sat here and shared their story, okay, that needs to be rehabilitated back into this fucked up ass society? Why don't you give them some insight? Why don't you give them some resources instead of worrying about what's coming out of my mouth? Because on a good day, that's what I'm doing for them. That's how they made contact with me, because I'm very resourceful in my neighborhood. Cuss words and all. My character or who I am and who I represent speaks for it all. Mm-hmm. I don't even but I take care of them motherfuckers, okay? But my character speaks for it all.
That's right. I always got your back, and I love you. I love you so much, Sister Hope.
My mouth.
No,
don't even get me started.
I love you so much, and you know I got your back.
Queen. Don't agree with you, Queen. I'm sorry. What was you saying, Queen? Queen Summer, what were you saying?
Yeah, I'm not hearing her.
Are you talking to me, Summer Evening?
Yes, Summer Evening. You can go on, sweetie, with your commentary.
I'm at a loss for words. I love what you said, cuss words and all. It's just, Carswell is just a very sad situation. I almost died in there. I tried to get out before I caught it, and then I caught it. And like I said before, COVID is no joke. The feeling is unexplainable. And I won't go through all of my symptoms, but it was horrible. And the people in there, they got the COVID and they're still keeping them. And they got them in rooms with other people, and they supposed to be in recovery, and then they bring another person in there that has it. And so how are you gonna get well? And they keep bringing in sick people. They're shuffling them around like cattle from unit to unit. It's a big building. It's 2 separate buildings. One building has 4 units. It's like 1, 2 on top of each other. And I think it housed like 180 something women in one unit. Can you imagine? And then they got the hospital, and they got people who can't even walk and hardly talk, and you know, and they're just keeping them there, and it's horrible. And something needs to be done. My people out there listening, please call the prisons, call the whoever you think is higher up for these people, inmates, my people, to get help, to get released from there. My prayers are with everybody at Carswell. My heart goes out to y'all. I know how it is in there. I know how they treat you in there. The sanitation is not up to par. That's why it's so rapid.
It's just mind-boggling to me.
Shut it down.
It blows my mind, sister, that the correctional officers are checking in and out every single day, knowing that it's wastewater all over the floor with feces and tampons just running through it, and you can still come in. Money. Are we that strapped for money to where we'll let our sister, our fellow sister, be in these conditions? You understand? I mean, that's the mentality of Black people. Actually, ask yourselves, do you think white people will go into an establishment and see feces on the damn floor and sewage water and tampons, and they're going to stay in that condition and work? Do you think that will happen? No, they're going to turn it. It got to be some straight up poor white trash, y'all. Okay, and half of them not even going to do. Okay. So where you're going to sit here and let your fellow sister or brother live in those type of conditions and don't be a voice for them. And don't be a voice for them. What has happened to us, y'all? Y'all, this is a straight up pandemic, okay? They are trying to take out as many of us as they can. I have said, Brother Lance has said this, now it's in the prison systems, you all. Okay, and those that's willing to get the vaccine, they might have a chance of coming home. But let me tell you what's going to happen when they come home. They're going to come home and make everyone around them sick. Okay, I'm in healthcare. I have seen people, okay, with my own 2 eyes, you all, get the vaccine. Okay, get the vaccine and the system has shut down. Okay, I find it funny. We was running here trying to get the test, okay? Despite of your pre-existing conditions, you can go to the hospital with the pink eye. You can go to the hospital pregnancy, corona. Right now they're giving out this damn vaccine, Paul. They're giving out the damn vaccine, but now all of this pregnancy and pink eye and pre-existing conditions is resurfacing. But at first they weren't resurfacing, they were trying to get you to get the vaccine, get the test. You see what I'm saying? So you got
I would not get the vaccine, sister. I messed around and I got the flu shot after I caught the COVID, and I had never ever gotten sick from a flu shot before. But when I got the flu shot after I had the COVID, I got sick. I am not going to take a vaccine.
How soon after the flu shot did you get COVID?
No, I had COVID. I was recovered and I got the flu shot. I never shouldn't have got the flu shot, but I get the flu shot every year. And so I wasn't thinking, but it made me very sick. I had a headache and my stomach was queasy. And I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And then I realized that I had the COVID, and I wouldn't recommend people to get the flu shot after they've had the COVID. That's just my suggestion.
In the society, we're doing a particular type of test. The inmates that's in Carswell, what type of COVID test procedure are they doing to them? If you can recall.
They're doing, they're sticking a long stick down your nose, and it's very uncomfortable. And then they take it, and then they find out whether if you have COVID, then they move you from where you're at and put you with other people that have COVID. That's how they did me.
Those particular type of testing. That particular type of testing we actually stopped doing on the outside. They still have some facilities that's actually doing it, but we're kind of stepping away from that type of way because a lot of people are winding up with sinus issues as well as deviated septum. As the individual that's performing that type of testing is going too far up in the nasal cavity.
Yes. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. I'm trying to fight it off. I'm trying to let them do it, but it's like it's going all the way down through to your throat, and it's horrible.
Because they have experienced individuals performing those type of testing. So I would like to go on and wrap this up. I do appreciate you, sister, for sharing what you shared. Carswell Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas, as of the latter part of January, their COVID numbers are well over 500. The population there at that prison averages about 1,300 inmates. And as of the latter part of January, they had over 500 inmates test positive, and the numbers are still growing. It just came to my knowledge that it's been 18 deaths from COVID, if those numbers are accurate, allegedly. As of February 13th, they without, I got some background noise going on, Queen.
Yeah.
As of February 13th, they without running water, leading to overflow.
Hope, we can't really hear you. If
you got some background noise.
If she can mute the phone temporarily so we can hear you. Whoever's not speaking, just mute your phone.
Yeah, can you mute your phone, Summer?
Oh, it's quiet now. Okay.
Okay, there you go. As of February 13th, they have been without running water, causing the toilets to overflow, not only with feces, urine, feminine products, tampons, all through the hallways, pretty much going into the areas where the women rest for the evening. They're unable to use the wash facilities, the laundry, due to them not having water. As of yesterday, they've been without heat. Now, keep in mind, a thunderstorm or a horrific snowstorm just hit the Texas area, leading a lot of Texans without power. So it's a lot going on at the medical center there in Carswell. I mean, they're in Fort Worth. So we just wanted to bring awareness as to what's going on. Some phone calls have been put out to some state representatives, to some legislatures, but we just needed to get it out. Some noise needs to be made on behalf of these inmates. It is a concern for me because I do have a loved one that's there. These two young ladies been out. They've been in contact as well as others. Some are just not as courageous as these two individuals, which I understand because unfortunately, when you get out, you be paroled, you be probation, you're a little leery as to putting your feet back on the ground. So I respect that. But the two ladies that came up here tonight, much respect to you both, because it has to be difficult to go through those type of conditions. I mean, outright deplorable. I mean, it's animals out here on the street, you all. It's homeless people on the streets that's living better, you all, than these individuals that's in Carswell. So let's send up some positive power, some positive energy to these ladies that's in Carswell and hope that the conditions get better. Thank you all for joining. We will be doing a follow-up. Brother Lance, much love to you always for what you
my
do.
sister, always.
I can't appreciate you enough. Any closing statements, Summer?
She's on mute. Remind her that she's on mute. She might have forgotten.
Okay. Summer? You have any closing statements, sweetie? We're going to go on and wrap this up. Any closing statements?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Like to say anything before we wrap this up?
I think she's on mute. I see the strike across the screen of the microphone. She's on mute. She's off now. She's going off and on. Yeah, you see,
Okay.
you see it on the screen? Because we can see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has it on mute.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
Can you hear me?
Summer.
Now
yes, we can hear you. Would you? Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I just want to say my prayers go up to everybody in the world. Love changes everything, and we need to show love. And I want to tell the women at Carswell to hold on, because God has you. And I want to thank you, Hope, for inviting me, and Brother Lance,
Yes.
and the other lady, Queen. I want to thank you all for letting me have a voice on this show. And ladies, again, at Carswell, my heart goes out to you. And people, please step up so we can get these ladies the help that they need, and home confinement, tether, anything to get out of how they're living. Thank you all.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Brother Lance. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes, as you know, always I got you. And I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking for updates. I'm reaching out to everybody. The platform is here. Let's rock it. Okay. 24/7. Let's rock it. Just hit me up. Hit up Hope, Sister Hope. And anybody who knows me, the number's out there. Look in the bottom of the description area. You'll see all the information for contact. If you have anything that you want to share out to the world, just let me know and we're going to do it. We ain't going to have to wait a month for it. It'll be usually that day or the next day. That's how we roll here. All right. Thank you so much, Sister Hope. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Love y'all.
This was sweetie.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to rock a few songs right now. We're going to drop some links. The conversation can continue in Telegram. I'm going to drop the link. The only way to get to join is to go through that link, or if you're invited. Conversation is 24/7. And with these other YouTubers, we got to get past our ego. We're being killed. We got to get past slandering each other and just calling names, because we got to get ego out of it. And I'll say that to any one of these YouTubers out here. You know, my name comes up a lot. I don't know why. I'm a servant. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm not against anybody. If we would all join hands, it would be better. But the bottom line is, a lot of these people out here are not really for the people. They're not really for the people. They got the ego in there, the narcissist. They want to talk, whatever. You know, some do some of the work, but why can't you do the work that you do and I do the work that I do, and we can come together? But no, you got to find some way, you know, according to that Willie Lynch letter, to be separate. So, you know, we can talk all we want, but the bottom line is, what work are we doing, you know? And some are doing some, but at the same time, when you're iconic and you have a name for yourself, you don't need to be coming against anybody else. I don't understand that. It's a sign of immaturity, whoever you may be. I'm here. I'll work with anybody as long as it's to uplift our people, and we could all maintain our sense of individuality. But it doesn't have to be a pissing contest. That's a damn shame. I'm gonna just tell it like it is. We're gonna keep it going. Keep it going. Let's drop them links.
My notice, I lost my love. They gonna me to the groove. My notice, I lost my love. My notice, I lost my love. They gonna me to the groove. My notice, I lost my love. They gonna me to the groove. My notice, I lost my love. Sun is rising, feel the warmth of my face. There's a lot to do now, but there ain't no race. I sip my coffee, I'm feeling fine. Don't need to work yet, I'm gonna take my time. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. Take a look out my window, see the birds in the trees. Their songs inspire me to sing a sweet melody. How do they do it? Not a care and so free. Wanna step into their world, who holds the key? It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way.